Don't even try to get me excited in your music if you've never won a Holdie.
Dragon's face. Sometimes we have Spinal Tap. We'll go back in time to that mystic land.
They're back to just do it again, honestly. That's what's happening here, yeah. And it isn't that weird that it's been 40 years and they're all in their late 70s and still doing this. It's a little weird. Not that weird, yeah. Hell to Pay, the Glue Museum. It would be helpful if some, but no more than two of you could just die on stage. Some films don't need to be made, but they manage to justify their own existence by just being a generally wacky time. Spinal Tap II, The End Continues, stars Christopher Guest, Michael McKean, Harry Shearer, and Rob Reiner as a reforming rock group ready for their last ever show, and the documentarian who returns to chronicle their weird getting back together. And from seeing where they've been all this time and where some of the other people they knew have gone, to just randomly throwing like genuinely Paul McCartney and Elton John in to jam with them, just walking in off the street. It's got this vibrant, insane, weird energy about it, like the first one did, but it feels much more this time like there were so many expectations on them from other people, so many other people that wanted to work with them and do bits with them, that they kind of had to unevenly layer like all these things on top of the film they wanted to make outside of that, and it was weird energy, definitely. This isn't a film that's going to change genres, change comedy, change rock and roll music. That doesn't matter really, because it also isn't some disastrous, shitty version of what they did the first time. It's an enjoyable, silly, frolicsome film. And I don't have a huge amount of nostalgia for the first one, so I kind of thought going into this, oh, if the comedy's still good, it's going to be similar, right? For me, because I've seen it a couple times, the first one. I was kind of wrong on that front. Yeah, there is still a gulf. It's sizable. And part of that is down to the fact that in this one they are just repeating and going for the best hit moments on some of their jokes. They also... There's this elephant in the room that they really try desperately not to address throughout the film. It's the elephant of, these are three guys in their 70s, they're, you know, the idea is that they're supremely out of touch with the modern world, and they're trying not just to make all the jokes about how out of touch they are with everything. There is one moment where their new drummer, they find out she's a lesbian, and they're just kind of staring like, oh. And you can tell, like, oh yeah, the temptation was there for them to just make all the jokes like this. And it would have been too easy, and it would have been awful if they had, but it still feels like they're kind of awkwardly trying not to address that idea. I mean, a lot of the ideas are very funny, some of the ideas are just rehashes of the original, and some of the ideas are that kind of flirting around the edges of things that you would just be rolling your eyes at if that was what they really went for. There are a number of scenes that are just noise, just keep going, some of them. And I mean, to be fair, Spinal Tap is known for being loud, but this does feel much more like it's just meandering its way through. Like, you know, the inevitable conclusion in this one is this concert. They're building up to this one last concert they're going to do. And it feels at times like, even though the runtime is, like 80 minutes, it's an incredibly... both of them, the first one too, are very short films. But this one felt like it was struggling to come up with enough things to occupy it for that length of time even, which is never good. When you feel like they are just kind of meandering through an aimless plot that's not got enough for the runtime, and the runtime's 82 minutes, something has gone a little bit wrong there. I do think there's a lot of great jokes in there and a lot of great moments, especially the start where they're seeing where they've all been. As bitty and weird as those bits were, that was some really funny stuff. And then like things like the ghost tours in the house where they're staying. Like there are good moments. It's just a lot of long walk for a short drink of water, Batman. This feels a lot like Martin Scorsese bringing De Niro and Joe Pesci and Al Pacino together for The Irishman. It's them fully admitting, it feels like they are all fully admitting this is a lesser derivative work of their better stuff. Having said that, it's fine. I don't feel like the barometer of a sequel is, are you going to finish a watch of the first one in the future and go, oh, no, you got to watch the second one when you're showing it to somebody. No, not at all here. Honestly, I can't decide whether they even really wanted to make a film or if they just wanted an excuse to get together as four guys in their 70s and just dress up and hang out again. And I mean, that's okay, and this isn't bad, but it is, You know what? Good for them for getting one last paycheck. You know, whatever. There's a very thin line between a cappella rap music and just shouting threats at people. 3 stars. See what I mean? There's good lines, there's good moments, there's good gags. It's just there's so much being thrown at the wall that a film like this shouldn't really work, and it makes it all the more wondrous that the first film does work so well. You know, they're just chucking stuff at the wall, and it just happened that almost all of it worked the first time around.